Screen. Oh, I'm glad I did that, actually. We are not going out. Says we've been live for 45 minutes. Hey, if you're live, Jeff's going to see if we're live or not, because we're apparently having some issues here.
It looks like we're live.
Okay. Well, this is the Backseat Mogul Show, and normally we have an intro. Today we don't. Why? We don't know. Make sure we got voices and everything, would you, Jeff? Jeff's doing some technical tests before we actually get started here.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way,
I thought you were telling me to do voices. I was like, okay, I'll make something up.
I can do.
No, wait,
I can
what?
do voices.
No, you can't. Are we? Oh, so we.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going on, but hey, good to see y'all.
Hello.
And this is the Backseat Mogul Show. I am R. Scott Bolton. There's JohnyD sitting right there.
Good morning.
Jeff Genet sitting next to him. And who knows what's going on? I'm going to try something here real quick. Okay, so the videos work. We'll just go on as if the show is working as normal. So this is a show we talk showbiz, and there was some big news this week as far as, I don't know, I guess you'd say science fiction action fans are concerned. One of the greatest...
Action.
Thanks. One of the... I was going to say trilogy, but it's not a trilogy. Should have been. Franchise was the word I was looking for. In science fiction movie history is the Escape From series, which is only 2 films, Escape from New York and Escape from LA. I personally love them both. A lot of people like the first one and despise the second one. But, you know, to each his own. There's been a lot of talk about a remake or a sequel through the years. Kurt Russell played Snake Plissken, and I can't imagine anybody else playing Snake Plissken, but we'll get to that because now they got to find somebody. But Kurt Russell was perfect as this anti-hero. The action was wild and weird because it was futuristic, post-apocalyptic kind of stuff. And especially in New York when it was used as a prison. There's just something about those 2 John Carpenter movies that were fantastic. And a lot of it had to do with Kurt Russell playing the lead. Well, now Zack Snyder is stepping in. You gonna be sick, Jeff? Do you need me to?
What? Zack Snyder? Oh, Zack Snyder. Okay. Yeah. All right. No,
Zack Snyder stepping in.
I didn't know that. All right.
And he's taking over the franchise. He's not taking over the franchise. He's rebooting the system. There was, as I remember, John Carpenter wrote a 3rd picture, which was Escape from Outer Space, where Snake goes to Cambodia. No, he goes to outer space, obviously. And and that never got made, which is unfortunate. But maybe
if it had really been Cambodia, would it have been made? Would have been cheaper.
I still would have paid to see Escape from Cambodia with Snake Plissken in it. So it's a legendary couple of films, one more legendary than the other. It's a revered set of films, and they've waited so long to reboot it that there's no chance Kurt Russell's returning, unless I'm thinking that Kurt Russell could play the Lee Van Cleef character. That would be kind of a cool thing. Of course, that's a sub role for him. And does Kurt do sub roles anymore? He's a star, right?
I know who he could play. He could play the president. Escape from New York.
Donald Pleasance, Kurt Russell. No, I don't. That doesn't work for me. That's why I'm thinking the Snake Plissken, the Lee Van Cleef character, the guy who was the intermediary. You know, Lee Van Cleef is.
Yeah, was. Yeah, the good, bad, and the ugly.
He still is.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, anyway, they're remaking it. They're finally, this is actually moving forward. Zack Snyder's taking over the reins. And here's my question, and I asked these guys to think about it. And I will tell you first, I have no clue. Who do you think could play Snake Plissken other than Kurt Russell?
I had a couple of names I was thinking of, depending on what age they make Plissken. I was thinking.
Well, I'll tell you what the age is going to be. They're going to want to go back, make him much younger. They're probably going to put him either at the very beginning of Escape from New York, or I shouldn't speak for Zach. Zach may have his own mind. Snake's going to be 80 in a wheelchair.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, now I was thinking Jeremy Renner, again, depending on what age they make Plissken, and the other one, Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell's too pretty.
Well, so was Kurt Russell, and they made him.
Really? Is there anything else you want to tell us, John, that you're on?
This is a family show. No,
if Glenn has taught me anything with his career, he can do anything. So maybe Glenn Powell, but I just don't see it. Jeff, you got any ideas? You've seen both of these movies, right?
Nope.
Oh,
if they
have you
had
seen either of those movies?
Nope.
Okay, we have to fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why when you told us last night, oh, you need to figure out who could play this. Well,
Who the hell is it?
yeah, that's a good question. Because
you're 13, right?
my age,
Yeah.
that'd be a little awkward. No, I am. Oh, reverse that.
Oh.
Actually, in August, I'm still 30. I think. I don't know. After 25, you seem to kind of lose track of what you are.
Because you don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it. I thought we had talked about it in the past and that you were aware.
I might have written it down or something, but I think it might have been another film that we talked about. Because no, I've never seen them. And actually, up until a few moments ago, I thought that movie, Big Trouble in Little China, has also Kurt Russell in it. Yes,
That's right. Yes.
I thought those were the three
Oh,
movies. I thought
yeah.
they were all the same thing. I think I never watched them because I didn't know which one was, because I kept hearing like, oh, the first one's the good one. You got to start with that one. And you can't watch the second one because that one's the not good one. And I'm like, well, which one do I start with? Because one's in New York and one's in LA and one's in China. Like, which one do I start with? And now I know that China's not even part of it. So,
but it's still a good movie, by the way.
yeah.
Big Trouble in Little China is an awesome movie too.
So,
Yeah, we need to fix that. We'll get you discs on those because I just bought a collector's edition this very weekend. I went to the store and they had a double disc collector's edition. So of course I bought it. So,
okay.
Yeah, because Escape. Okay. So I'll tell you briefly what it's about. They're both mildly futuristic, probably it could be tomorrow the way things are going. They've made New York State a prison.
New York City.
That's not the whole state.
No, it's just the city, New York City.
They made New York. We'll just make it easy. We'll make New York because I'm not sure he's right either. They make New York a prison. Don't be Googling it, John. We're not doing that.
I wanted to make sure I muted my.
Yeah. So New York is now a prison. They send the worst of the worst there. The scumbags of the earth, all the drug dealers, all the bad guys, they all go there. The problem is what they didn't anticipate is that they were all going to form their own individual community in there. So now they've got, the same bad guys doing the same bad things in there. And they've got new leaders who are controlling things and run this. It's not a prison anymore so much it is just dump his ass there and we're gonna leave him there. So Air Force One crashes in New York. And it is the island of New York. So what is that?
Manhattan.
Is that that's just a city, right?
That's the island.
Because that's the island. That's where that, isn't it?
I don't know. Tell you.
I've only
you
been
were wrong too. So go ahead.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, I'm going to cut you off. I just want you
The
to know.
United States, which has converted Manhattan
Manhattan
Island
Island.
in New York City
No. That doesn't make you right.
into the country's sole maximum security prison.
Okay. So
Air Force One is hijacked by anti-government insurgents who deliberately crash it into the walled-off borough.
I've been to New York once.
So we were both
Sounds
wrong.
about right.
Yeah.
I was born in Manhattan.
Also sounds about right.
Wait, what?
Nothing. So anyway, now you've got the story for that one. And the second one is kind of the same thing, but it's in LA. And there's one scene in the second one that I know you would really appreciate because what happens, of course, is there's a big earthquake. California most of it slides off into the ocean. And they're sending Snake to an island out there to deal with some warlord. And they give him this little hand sub. Is it a hand sub or does he actually get inside the sub?
I don't remember.
He's got a submarine and he's zipping through the waters to get to this island deep underwater. And one of the things he swings past is the Universal Studios sign underwater And then he swings by past that, and there's the Bruce from Jaws, but it's not Bruce from Jaws. It's a real shark. It's just fun like that. It's just big, rich, silly science fiction. But I loved every second of it. As most people, well, most people don't like LA. Sorry, I love it too. Anyway, Zack Snyder's going to take this. He's probably going to make it a hardcore science fiction movie. How do you get that mix of humor and action hero? And it's not like Schwarzenegger where you get the one-liners and stuff like that. There's just something about Snake that's mischievous. Who could do that these days? Jeremy Renner is probably too hardcore. Who else did you say?
Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell might be too lighthearted. So where's there a line there? He's probably too old. Robert Downey Jr. might be able to find that line.
Yeah, I was thinking if this was like
but then
20 years ago, yeah.
But then that doesn't fit either because you kind of want a B movie star. You don't want an A movie star. Jeff, you got a thought?
Well, you guys said Zack Snyder, and I was just thinking of his cast from his last few things. And I was thinking, Jason Momoa, because he's got that wacky kind of rugged look. And then I remembered that he worked with Jared Leto multiple times, and hopefully that doesn't happen.
Leto would be perfect as one of the warlords or their minions.
That gets
he
killed
would
off
be
first.
Yeah, he could be. No, he would be perfect for that because, well, he just could. Let's leave it at that. And Momoa would be awesome, but Snake, as you've seen in the pictures, he's not muscle bound.
Mm-hmm.
He's just your average criminal Joe who wants to mess up the world as much as possible, and often does. I don't know. We'll see. I want to have hope for this one, but I got pretty much zero hope for it. It's kind of like remaking Jaws or something. You're just not going to capture that magic again in a bottle. Now they do have one feather in their cap if they decide to use it, and if they don't, I'm sorry, Zach, this makes you an idiot. John Carpenter also wrote the music for Escape from New York and Escape from LA. He's got a knack for writing really good scores. You get him on board to score that movie, okay, maybe you got something. Maybe that can make all the difference. But that hasn't been announced in any way whatsoever. They're very early stages. This finally got a green light on it, I guess, to move forward. But I just don't have I'm not getting my hopes up.
I have a question. You guys have both seen Predator 2, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is like you know how like LA is represented as this like hyper like criminal punk dirty kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Which
Is that
Yeah.
I know that was pretty common in movies back in the day. Is this kind of like the same sort of style?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like modern LA meets Mad Max.
Okay. Okay. All right, well, we'll see how I feel.
In both movies, by the way, Escape from New York and LA.
what about Carl Urban?
Oh,
Now there's a good
that's-
choice.
yeah, that's
That
a-
is a
that's
good pull.
one.
Yeah. That's a good pull. I can see Carl Urban doing it. And Carl Urban's big enough right now that that might be perfect.
Yeah, and he just finished The Boys, so
Finished The Boys.
he's got some openings.
And
He was in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
He was good in that. And plus, he's got that
Mhm.
I don't know, that he's got that edge.
I mean,
Yeah.
he played Bones McCoy in Star Trek,
Yeah.
movies, the reboots. And then also I'm thinking, do you think Brad Pitt could do it?
Dude, Brad's too
Again,
old.
He's a
He's
big
too old.
A-lister too.
He's a big A-lister and he's too old. It wouldn't work. But Urban's a good pull.
What about
Zach, take that note down. We always make Jeff take notes. It's the least you can do is take a note on us. Call Urban as Snake Plissken.
do you think John Cena could do it in
No.
not in a comedic way?
No.
Okay. It's just
John Cena's magic is in the fact that he incorporates a big heart
Mhm.
with his character. Doesn't have to do it, but that's his magic. And Snake's heart's on Snake.
so he'll pick Dwayne Johnson.
Not right.
Too old.
They can't do these muscle boys. You got to have an average Joe.
Also, I'm sorry, but I think Dwayne Johnson can only play Dwayne Johnson. I don't think he has as much. He's like a character actor.
He's really good at playing Dwayne Johnson, though.
Yeah,
but I agree with you.
Especially Dwayne Johnson in a jungle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because we saw that trailer for the new Moana. We were at the theater. All of us were there, right, when we saw that.
So awkward to look at.
No, why do you say that?
Hair.
Oh yeah,
It's like you just put a wig on the guy.
Probably, I'm sure that's what it was.
You put a wig on him, and then you CG'd out his nips, and then that's it. That's
I have
him.
seen photos of him with hair, his hair.
Yeah, not that kind of hair.
Yeah, not that kind of hair.
Yeah, that's true too.
I thought it was kind of interesting, and I'm kind of, is he the first voice actor to play the same role in the film at that level? I mean, in a starring role.
No, I don't think so.
That was kind of cool. But, we'll see.
Off the top of my head, though.
If they do what they did to Lilo and Stitch, at the end they put they put the Rock. What's his character's name in those movies?
The Rock.
Yeah,
Maui.
Dwayne Johnson. Maui. They put Maui in a home. Then we'll know that they screwed it up.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the news on Escape from New York. We'll see if the remake works. I don't have high hopes. Jeff needs to see both the original and these are ones that, yeah, like I said, I thought you'd seen. So
okay, you've watched The Rookie.
Don't say that where people can see me. Yeah.
Okay. The actor, I cannot remember his name or his character's name.
He
plays the sergeant.
Yeah.
You know the guy I'm talking about?
I do.
What about him playing Pliskin?
I don't know if he's big enough.
Well, he's not an A-lister like.
No, because he's a TV star.
Mm-hmm.
And and even today, there's still a dividing line between being a TV actor and a lot of screen actors now want to be TV actors because that's where the money's at.
Yeah.
Ask Nicole Kidman, who's in every other picture, every other series on TV. But I don't think he's big enough in a lot of ways. His character's not big enough. Carl Urban was a good choice. Carl Urban would be a great Snake Plissken.
And who?
I love Carl Urban for Judge Dredd because they told him that a lot of actors who play the masked characters don't want their faces masked because you don't know who's playing that character. And so they told Carl Urban they were going to cut the mask for Judge Dredd so that people could see his face. He says, "You cut this mask, I quit. Because I want to play the character. I don't want to play Carl Urban."
Carl Urban.
Yeah. And it worked. That is the bloodiest movie I think I've ever seen.
That's another one I haven't seen.
There's slow motion scenes where people are exploding and there's eyeballs wishing past the screen and it's insane.
Who did that movie?
Who directed it?
Yeah.
Sam Peckinpah. I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Because Zack Snyder, back in the early day, he did 300. He did Watchmen.
Yeah,
he did stuff like that, and those ones were good. Oh, Pete Travis. Okay, because I almost thought like maybe this was something that he might have done. I liked 300 and I liked The Watchmen. I just didn't like what he did with the DC stuff. I saw his director cut of Justice League and I thought it was fine. It was better than whatever Joss Whedon did.
Is it worth 3.5 hours or whatever it is? It's a long movie.
It's worth, honestly, it didn't feel that long to me. And it was honestly like better than what they put out.
That's the only reason I haven't sat down and watched it. Now I will.
It's better than Batman versus Superman. And it's better than the theatrical Justice League. The Warner Bros. And all those other people, they butchered that film and like they killed it on purpose. But like, and even that zombie movie that he did in Vegas, like that one was fun.
For Netflix or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty fun.
But I think Zack Snyder gets a little too up into his own, at points. So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know.
I just had a name. It just went.
Well, I think he pretty much stopped at Carl Urban. I mean, as soon as you said that name, it clicks. That's he could play Snake Plissken. That's a good choice. I'm really happy you didn't say Johnny Depp. That's usually your answer for everything. You know what? I didn't hate Rebel Moon either. So shoot me.
Oh, I never.
Don't really shoot me because I know that could happen these days. Don't do that. But did you see them at all?
The Rebel Moons? No,
Yeah.
I
I didn't think they were so bad. People gave them horrible reviews, but they were maybe a little long, but they weren't so bad. Anyway, we'll see what happens with Snake Plissken. Hopefully they don't screw it up, but I just have my doubts. It's one of those films that probably shouldn't be made like Jaws unless you've got Kurt Russell available.
I was going to say Gerard
Depardieu. That's perfect.
Oh yeah. No, the other
Jason Statham.
No, the guy from 300.
Gerard Butler.
Yes, thank you.
No.
Well, the only reason I'm picking it is Zack Snyder did 300.
And I like Gerard Butler. And I even enjoy the little what are they, the Fallen series. Angel Has Fallen on all those. He's good, but I don't think he fits Snake. Plus, he's probably too old, like everybody else. Yeah. It's probably going to be, Tom Holland.
And he's too short.
He's tall enough to be Spider-Man.
Well,
let's just find out how tall Tom Holland is. He's about the same height as I am. But he could still kick my ass because he has web sprayers.
Yeah.
It's not really fair. All right. Anyway, that's enough about the escape movies. Jeff's got to see them. And then we'll get his opinion on who should play Snake. Snake is just one of those great. I was telling these guys I got Snake Plissken action figures on my wall. Okay, they're dolls. I don't care. All right. So, Jeff, what did you see this week?
Do you have any Barbies or Kens on your wall?
No.
In a box?
No.
Buried in the backyard?
G.I. Joe's buried in the backyard.
That's cool.
Got Barbie movies. I got a 10-pack.
Oh, that's right. You got a kid, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I bought them because some of them are good. Hey, Barbie Princess and the Pauper. That's top tier Barbie. Can't get any better than that.
Really?
Yes. That's some good stuff right there.
It always surprises me when you hear stuff like that because it's like the what's that? Antonia Banderas, Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
Who would have thought they'd make movies that have that much, depth and emotion to them?
Yeah. It's got what's his name? Martin Short.
Really?
He's in it. He plays the bad guy. He's an iconic villain.
Yeah.
I mean, the other Barbie movies, they're not that good, but that one's kind of
way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some that are like that. I like to hear that.
Okay.
Yeah. My daughter watches those. So anyhow.
So anyway, back to what you saw this week.
What I saw this week. Let's see. I started off. I've been in a piratey mood lately, so I wanted to rewatch the Pirates of the Caribbean films. So I rewatched the first Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. It's a fantastic movie. I know a lot of people hate that for they love the first one, but then they hate the second and third one. But I think those first three films are just perfect. I really love them. The fourth one is okay, and then that fifth one is just garbage. But I watched a little bit with my daughter. She was into it. And then
when did they start getting so metaphysical? When they start getting all in depth with all kinds of curses and lore and what have you. Because I think that lost a lot of people too.
Well, because like the first one, you have the zombie pirates, but it's pretty simple. They took this cursed Aztec gold, and they spent it all, and then they realized now we're zombies. So they needed to get all the gold back to cure themselves. it works.
Yeah.
Even in the second one, and the third one, you have Davy Jones. There's a lot of mysticism and stuff like with all that, but it all works because it's on par with the pirate stories and the sailor stories that you've had throughout history and stuff like that. I think once it gets to the fourth one and the fifth one, it becomes a little more loose, but I think with the first three, they definitely, when they were writing it, they definitely had a good idea of how the world worked and how the characters worked and what their backstories were, because you get all that stuff. You have years of history with, I mean, especially Jack Sparrow, and that you're just given in these little quick minutes, like blink and you miss it kind of thing. But it really adds a lot to the world and how it works.
Which is the one that they had the Kraken?
That's the second and the third one.
Okay.
I have some Kraken up there.
I see.
Kraken Rome.
Yeah. Some good stuff.
Because I think that's when they create all this twisty, smoky lore, it loses me sometimes. And that was the example with Jungle Cruise. I started to watch Jungle Cruise with Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt, is it?
Yeah.
And it starts getting into all this bizarre mystical stuff, like you said. It's like, wait, what? It's a Jungle Cruise. Can't they just do Humphrey Bogart and Kate Hepburn?
Yeah, and I think that's because it is, like I said, about pirates, about sailors. They already have that mysticism ingrained in their histories and stuff like that. Disney saw that and they're like, well, it worked, so we do a live action ride movie. We're gonna do that. And it's like, I remember watching Jungle Cruise and I'm like, why would we throw that in there? That doesn't make any sense. And now The Rock is one of these people. Like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's dumb. You know, you have to, it just doesn't work. But like I said, I think they just got a little carried away with those later ones because the story was done. You had everything nicely wrapped up.
I need to watch this all again because I haven't seen them in ages. And I think I bought them all the minute they came out, at least on DVD. So I got them all at my fingertips. I just need to first find them and then sit down and watch them again.
Of all the Disneyland rides, how many of those rides have been made into movies?
Well, Indiana Jones. Just kidding. I know how that worked. Huh?
That's Universal.
It's not Universal. It's Disney.
Indiana Jones?
Yeah, and it's at Disneyland.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. It's in Adventureland right next to Jungle Cruise. 45-minute wait.
I had my movies mixed up. I was thinking of
The Mummy.
Wait, let's see how he digs his way out. Let's just see.
Seriously, I was thinking of the Kevin Costner epic in the ocean.
Waterworld?
Waterworld.
Yeah, that's at Universal.
That ride, that's at Universal. That's what it's
a show.
You can wait. Let me just. And you confuse Indiana Jones with Waterworld.
And I was thinking Jaws.
See, I was thinking he got it confused with The Mummy because The Mummy's the same setup as Indiana Jones the ride. You get in an old car. It's the same exact thing, except the Mummy is more of a roller coaster than a dark ride experience like Indiana Jones. But I don't. Okay, Waterworld.
Let's just say this: the Waterworld attraction at Disneyland was the best thing to see. I mean, at Universal Studios was the best thing to see at Universal Studios. I love that. Is it still there?
Yeah.
Somebody, I thought they turned it into something different. Oh no, I hope not. Oh, it's so cool.
No, it's honestly, I went during horror nights, and it was like that's the thing to see.
It's awesome. It's such a great show.
Oh wait, they changed it to the Purge for horror nights. No, I when did I go last? Anyways, I went last. That was the best thing. That was the best time I had.
Yeah. Hated
Hated all the other rides. It was just the people there were annoying, and I went and saw Waterworld, and my mood was instantly changed. I mean, that's the best thing they have there.
Yeah.
So,
which is the ride at Universal's got the dinosaurs?
Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay.
Is that literally what you're going for?
Well, no, I just remember going on a ride where I had my video camera. And we're going through this ride, and there's dinosaurs and all that. And then I hear no videography or whatever it was. So I just covered up the little red light. I have no idea what happened to that footage.
It's on YouTube.
They probably. I did get knocked out and my camera disappeared.
Okay, so let's move on. Pirates of the Caribbean, you're going to watch the rest of them now, or are you going to follow through?
Yeah, I started watching the second one, but then I got busy this week, so I didn't get to finish them. They're long movies.
Yeah, they are. That's
So
also support. Now, let me ask you this. Do you honestly think, because there's been stories floating around, that they've offered Johnny Depp as much as $80 million to return as Jack Sparrow to do one of those movies?
I don't know. I think they're desperate enough to do something like that.
Because they'll never make their money back. Not in these box office.
I mean,
waters.
especially with the last two. I mean, like you could study the downfall of the Pirates franchise. It's like, has there ever been a downfall that bad? Like you created an iconic set of characters. You made so like a buttload of money with the first one, and you created an iconic film, and then by the fifth one, it's just like, what are we doing? Like, you should have just let it die.
I got the perfect idea. It starts out. They're on the ride. People are on the ride at Disneyland going through the Pirates of the Caribbean. And then all of a sudden, lightning and everything else starts happening, and all those animatronic characters actually come alive. And it's Pirates of the Caribbean, modern day. Looking for the rum. Where's the rum?
Saying it in that voice doesn't help the story.
See, the thing I like about the ride is the ride starts off, you go down into this cave, and there's all these pirate skeletons. And then there's at one point where there's this nice little effect where you pass by this skeleton in a cage, and as you pass by, it turns into a person. And it's almost like you're transported back in time to see what happened to those pirates in the cave. And I thought, wow, that would be interesting. Like, I feel like the first movie took that literally. It's like, oh, they saw that effect of the skeleton turning into a pirate. They're like, skeleton pirates. But I wonder, like, if there's a, there's a way you could do that where, I don't know, maybe you have this new protagonist and they find this cave full of pirate stuff, and then there's a guy who's like sitting in the bayou and he's got a banjo or whatever. What if that's Johnny Depp? What if that's Jack Sparrow? And this new person has to figure out what happened to those pirates in there, and Jack Sparrow knows all about it. I don't know. Could be a little.
What are you saying? There's possibilities there, folks.
There's possibilities.
Dig them up.
You just got to think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I pulled up the box office results for those. First one.
No, Curse of the Black Pearl is the first one.
So let's start there. So that grossed $654 million. I don't know what the budget was, but that's a pretty good number for 2003.
Dead Man's Chest is the second one.
1.066 billion.
At World's End is the third one.
963 million, close to a billion.
On Stranger Tides is the
1.045 billion.
And Dead Men Tell No Tales is the fifth one.
794 million.
Which still made more than the first one.
Well, yeah, but that makes sense. But here's the thing you have to remember. What were the budgets on those movies? Because I guarantee you the budget for Dead Men Tells No Tales was much higher than Curse of the Black Pearl.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my point. I don't think in today's climate, box office climate, you can pay Johnny Depp $80 million expecting to make any money. Because you're no matter how, if you gross as much as the top movie here, you're not going to make your money back. It's just too tight.
Okay, instead of taking that huge of a pay, take a portion of that and then something on the back end, like some actors have done who really made out well.
Well, I heard that Harrison Ford didn't take a salary for the last Star Wars movie he did, but he took 2% of the gross, which means before any and what did that end up with? Over $1 billion. So
like that, yeah.
Harrison Ford did okay with that one. So yeah, you got, and what is Johnny Depp? He's got money. I mean, I know he spends it like it's, something that spends quickly. my metaphor mind isn't working today.
Tap.
Yeah. But he could take a delay on that payment and collect the back end. If it doesn't, if he gets a deal on the gross, it doesn't have to make money for the studio. As long as he gets his, because that's the gross is the gross. And that's what my understanding that Harrison Ford's deal was. 2% on the gross of a Star Wars movie. Yeah, you take it.
Plus whatever you can get on the marketing merchandise.
If you can get a merchandise deal too, yeah.
Because I've heard of some actors who have
Well,
done.
Daniel Craig got a lot of that for the last James Bond movie, Skyfall. They said if you counted up his salary for the film, which I think was $30 million, and all the merch deals that he made, it was about $80 million. He ended up getting paid for that. Again, if you're going to do another James Bond movie, do it for $80 million. Yeah. Okay, so we'll be talking about that real soon too when they announce the casting of the new James Bond, because that is in the works. They've started the actual casting process, which to me just tells me they know who their James Bond is going to be. Now they're filling in the rest of it, but they haven't told us yet. So we'll see.
That means completely different actors for all the characters.
Has to be. They have to restart this thing from the very beginning.
Especially if it's going to be a younger James Bond, because the guy who ended up becoming M, he was not M in the very beginning.
No, he was a cop.
Yeah.
As far as I know. Yeah, I don't have high hopes for that either. So, but we'll see. Please surprise me, Amazon. I really want you to surprise me. Okay, what else did you see, Jeff?
I was doing a podcast episode with my other group.
127 podcast, which you can listen to at Rough Edge FM or else watch on their YouTube channel.
And we were talking about Obsession, and we were going to do an episode talking about the hype around 4 May horror films. So Hokum, Obsession, Backrooms, and Passenger. But then Passenger came out and it was a terrible film. So then we pivoted, because Backrooms and Obsession were made by people who did YouTube horror films. We decided, and there's been a lot of that recently, so we decided to talk about YouTube horror makers and this whole thing with hiring YouTube people to do films. So I ended up watching the movie Iron Lung, which was done by a YouTuber named Markiplier, he's pretty popular. I've never seen any of his videos, but he does like game playthroughs and stuff. So this movie, Iron Lung, is based off of a game. Now, if you ask me what it's about, this prisoner is put into a submarine, and the submarine goes into this ocean of blood, and he has to take pictures of things that are down there. The film it looked fine. It was well done, but it was made for fans of his stuff and fans of the game. I don't think anybody who doesn't know what the game is would be able to understand anything that's going on, because
I was together the story.
I was really lost, because they would just tell you like, oh, hey, there's no more planets. This is the last planet. Why? Oh, it's because of this thing called the Great Eclipse or something. What does that mean? Oh, you got to go down there and find out. Well, what is he taking pictures of? I don't know. We got to find out. It was like I was lost. And they were talking about these things, and I'm like, I don't know what this is, because there's zero context for me to grab onto.
But if you'd played the games, you would have known or seen his work.
So I feel like the people who enjoy his stuff and enjoy that game would like this movie, but anybody outside of that realm, the 90% of people who don't know what any of that is, won't find any enjoyment, because, I mean, me and my friends watched it. We'd had no clue what was going on the whole time.
My only knowledge about that film is the score, and I remember it was a pretty good score, because I ended up buying it, and because when I write my books, I listen to the movie soundtracks, and I that's how I knew that title was from the score. So,
yeah, it's an interesting film. Like I said, it was really well done, but I got kind of lost, and it was 2 hours too.
Oh, that's
which
hard.
And honestly, like, it could have been way cut down, because it's just him in that submarine for the whole time, and he's just talking to voices over the radio and stuff. So it's a fine movie. I didn't think it was terrible. A lot of my friends who watched it with me, we all watched it together. It was like they didn't really care for it at all, but I at least could see that there was a lot of love and effort put into it. But so I'm not going to give it a score or anything, because it wasn't made for me.
Right.
But I can appreciate the work that was put into it.
But it probably should have been. It should have been. You have to remember that not everybody knows your world. You got to reintroduce them when you're doing a movie version of something.
Yeah. I can't say the same thing for the movie Shelby Oaks, which was done by a YouTuber named Chris Stuckman, and he does movie reviews. He's the guy that you see his YouTube videos, and he's got his face either on the thumbnail like this or like this. That movie was complete garbage. Had a way bigger budget. Was backed by Mike Flanagan.
Oh, wow.
And this film sucked. I was so pissed off by the time this ended because it starts off, mind you, this movie's an hour and a half. It starts off found footage style documentary with all these news clips and stuff. It's this documentary team. They're making a documentary 12 years after the murder and disappearance of these people who make YouTube videos about paranormal investigations. So they're out there doing ghost hunting and stuff like that. And then some of them are found dead and then one's missing. So it's about that. 20 minutes of the beginning of the movie is just found footage, documentary style. You're watching this thing, building up the world, building up the believability that they want you to believe that the story is real, and laying the groundwork for the tone of the film. And then 20 minutes into the film, they find a new clue, and then it switches. It goes to the opening credits 20 minutes in, and then all of a sudden it's third-person omniscient movie. It just goes to a normal movie, and it follows the sister of this girl who's missing, and she keeps trying to find her sister. It's like you find a new piece of evidence, and then the documentary crew's like, all right, see ya.
Yeah, the last thing they do. What, we have new, let's keep going.
Yeah, right? So then she keeps trying to find her sister, and she goes to all these places that her sister went to, she thinks might connect, and there's this demon following her or whatever, and the strings attached to each part are so loose, and it's like, I mean, I don't know where you got this from, but I guess like they tried to weave in some sort of mystery in there, and it just didn't work. And by the time you get to the end of the film, you're like, how did we get to this? This doesn't make any sense. You were here and you could have had a nice story here, but then you took it here, and then you dropped that and you took it over here, and then you dropped that and you took it over here, and it just doesn't make any sense at all. And in the middle of the film, yeah, exactly. You just have tonal whiplash through the whole thing. And in the middle of the film, she goes to this prison because she thinks that there might be a connection there. Mind you, just movie aside, she goes there in the middle of the night by herself, which if you explore abandoned places, you shouldn't do. Not because of ghosts, but because of crazy homeless people or whatever, or you
get injured.
Internet influencers.
Yeah.
But, so she goes there, and then she goes to the little unit that is connected to the story, I guess. And then she stands in there, and then you could see her breath, and then the demon's behind her, and she turns around and she screams, and then she runs out of the prison. So then the next thing she does is she drives across the town to the abandoned amusement park, and then she gets out of her car, she walks up to the Ferris wheel like it's evidence or something, and then the same thing happens. The breath gets cold, she turns around, there's the demon, she screams, and she runs away. It's like you spent 8 minutes on this scene, and you spend another 8 minutes on this scene, and this is the same scene as this scene. What did we get from this? We got no new things to tell us about this story from these 16 minutes that you wasted. Not only did you waste the first 20 minutes setting up a tone for a film that you were just going to throw away, but you wasted an extra 16 minutes telling us nothing. And the last 30 minutes of the film don't connect to anything from the first hour of the film, because this came out of nowhere from this. So at the end of the day, it pissed me off and I didn't like it.
Yeah,
and that guy shouldn't make movies. Sorry.
This is why Jeff's going to be making the Backseat Mogul movie very soon.
Yep. And then you're going to be saying the same thing. This guy shouldn't be making movies.
Okay, so we'll skip Shelby Oaks. And it's funny because that's on my watch list.
I mean,
I don't know why, but it's on my watch list. So
you can watch it and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but
somebody told me to watch it, and I don't know who it was, but it's like I said, I have a list of movies that I need to watch. It's like 30, 35 movies, and that's on there. So what else? Anything? Did you see anything good? No, just kidding.
I saw Pirates of the Caribbean. That was pretty good.
Anything else that you saw?
No, just those 3 movies. That's all I had time for this week.
Okay, very good. Did you have any time for this? And now it's time for the First Run Progress Report with filmmaker Jeff Genet.
I did some color grading. That's about it. And that was the first run. Oh.
And now it's time for the First Run Progress Report with filmmaker Jeff Genet. Work, and there's nothing more embarrassing than having timing perfect and then this jack shop. And by the way, I figured out why there was no logo, because I didn't plug it in the right place. It'll be plugged in by the time you guys watch this, though, so that's okay. Yeah. You don't want to go there.
No, I don't.
All right, Johnny, what did you see?
Saw Pressure.
I know, I saw that too. Okay, moving on. Oh, talk about Pressure.
No, I'm going to let you do that because you're better at talking about it than I am. But I really enjoyed it. It's a World War II movie leading up to the D-Day invasion, which, by the way, today,
that's right,
June 6th, is the anniversary of D-Day.
Really?
Yep.
It's a perfect day to go see that movie then.
And they've been pushing that. They've been doing a marketing campaign. The anniversary is coming up. Go see the movie.
That's smart.
Now, you saw the movie, The Longest Day.
Yes.
That's D-Day.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan, right?
Yeah.
So, Pressure, I highly recommend. I know we'll let Scotty talk about that.
Pressure, I heard a lot about Pressure going in. From one guy who said it was that Brendan Fraser's performance was so embarrassing that he can't understand why anybody ever let it get saved to film. That guy doesn't like Brendan Fraser. Maybe Brendan turned him down in an interview or something. Because first of all, Brendan Fraser is very good in that movie.
Yeah. Second
of all, even if he was half that good, you wouldn't say that about somebody like at that level. The guy won an Academy Award. Sorry, it pisses you off, but he did. But I'd heard that, and I also heard it was the longest movie ever made about a weather report. And as I told you what my son said, well, that was a pretty effing important report. And it's right. It literally changed the face of the world. And the story of Pressure really isn't Brendan Fraser's Eisenhower. Now, you might think that because he's the guy they're pushing in the marketing, because obviously he's the mummy dude and he's got an Oscar. Mm-hmm. But it's a story instead of the meteorologist who is assigned to tell them what the weather is. Because all the people who are fighting the war want is sun and low waves. That's all they want. And they keep pushing this guy to give them a good report. And he keeps telling them, I can't promise you anything. I won't promise you anything. This is too important. We need to choose the right day to do this. Meanwhile, there's another person on the same meteorologist group who says, no, it's going to be beautiful. It's a perfect day to kill all the Germans. It's going to be perfect. And the other guy's, no, I'm in charge, and I'm telling you, it's not going to work. Well, this is where the pressure comes in. Because not only is this meteorologist, Stubb is his name, I think?
Stack. It's the English guy.
Skagg.
Stack. That was Stack.
That's Robert Stack.
No.
Anyway. We'll look it up. Not only is he getting pressure from home because he's leaving his wife, who's bursting with baby. She's going to have a baby any day now. He's going to face Dwight Eisenhower, who's general, not president yet, who's created the biggest single attack in history. And all these people are putting this pressure on him to make a decision about the weather, which is the one thing he knows at least as good as, maybe better than anybody else. And he will not give them the answer they're looking for. He needs more information. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. But there's these two storms that come in. And if they come in, you're going to have 60 mile an hour winds. You're going to have 12 foot high waves. You're going to lose everybody. So he sticks to his guns, and a couple times he wants to break. He just wants it all over because the pressure is so intense. And the pressure is not only applying to him, it's applying to Ike. It's applying to the British military. It's applying to all the other Allied troops and what have you, because this is, as they said, the biggest thing that's ever going to happen. And if they screw it up because the waves are too high, they're just going to have bodies floating in the water. And to top things off, the pressure on Ike is increased, because I didn't know about this. Have you ever heard of Operation Tiger? Did you know about that going in, John?
I had heard about it years ago, and I was happy to see that they brought it up in the very beginning of this.
Well, it was very important in this movie. Operation Tiger was a run through of D-Day.
It was a dress rehearsal.
Thanks. And at the last minute, Ike decided himself that they were going to use live ammo and live munitions to really let these guys know, some of them who's the first time ever stepped on in any kind of war uniform, that this is real, how loud it's going to be, how bloody it's going to be. Well, not bloody, but the thing is, that message was never received by the troops. So the troops are fighting what they think is a run through, is a practice. And there's real fire. 750 of them were killed. And so Ike doesn't want that to happen on D-Day. Mm-hmm. First of all, it's too important. Second of all, the pressure on his soul is going to destroy him. Mm-hmm. So you got that pressure building. And the thing I love most about this movie is that we all know how it ends. Thank God it ended the way that it did. We all know how it ends because it was D-Day. But you are on the edge of your seat the entire film thinking, what's going to happen? Even though you know what's going to happen, you're just caught up in it, and it's just brilliant the way it's made. The cast is terrific. They couldn't have been better. What was the question you were asking, Johnny? Andrew Scott is the lead, who played James Stagg. So James Stagg was the guy who was not Stack, but you were close. Yeah. Brendan Fraser is Dwight Eisenhower. Carrie Condon, she's Eisenhower's assistant. She's absolutely brilliant. Damian Lewis plays Bernard Montgomery. He's great. Everybody in this movie is great. Chris Messina was the guy who was given the pushback on the weather report. And, he wakes up on what he wanted to be D-Day, and there's a hurricane going on outside. And of course, all of a sudden, he's the pariah. Nobody wants to talk to that guy. He's got his own pressure. This movie was so much better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be good based on the trailers, but the way it plays out, and yeah, it does end up with live action D-Day
footage, which
I don't want to say. No, I'm trying to separate the two. It does take you into the war. Mm-hmm. I thought maybe it would end once they solved the problem, but there is war footage going in there. And what John was going to say is also true. They mix newsreel footage with the live footage to make it even seem more realistic.
And it was, for me, it seemed seamless the way they incorporated.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Because they used color footage. It was a color film, so they used color footage, or maybe they colorized that news footage.
Yeah. It was close. It wasn't perfectly seamless, but it was close. It's just a really well told movie that is we talked a couple weeks ago, or basically every week, about my disdain for war movies that don't tell real war stories. This is a real war story, and it's something that I bet none of us ever thought about. None of us ever think of how hard they have to focus on the weather in a day when they didn't have all the equipment they have today. They had to rely on people from outlying stations by telephone taking numbers down. It's just insane.
Using weather balloons. I mean, they didn't have satellites back then.
Yeah.
The only satellite we had was the moon.
Yeah. So it's just an amazing story. Incredibly well told. The cast is great. That guy who said that Brendan Fraser shouldn't be embarrassed should not be allowed to write another review, because you're obviously letting your personal feelings get in the way. Fraser was terrific in it. Two problems with this movie. Ike was 5'10". Fraser is 6'4", and I was aware of that the entire movie because I expected Dwight to be a little more diminutive, and instead you've got the pretty hulking Brendan Fraser. And I don't know. I mean, I wasn't alive when Eisenhower was president, like you were alive when Lincoln was president. But so I just know him from post interviews and stuff like that, you know. And one of the things that they said is that Kennedy asked him when Kennedy was president, you know, how did you make D-Day work? How did you beat the Germans on D-Day? And Ike's answer was, we had better meteorologists than they did. So he knew it was all about the weather. All that being said, a movie about history that keeps you guessing at every second, even though you know what's going to happen. You're on your seat the whole time from the tenseness. I didn't like the fact that they had this big hulking Eisenhower, despite the fact that Brendan Fraser was great. And I really didn't like the last few minutes because it was so manipulative. And I don't want to give anything away, but let's just say they led you down this path and they made you believe this, but this is what really happened. But no, that's not really what happened. This is what really happened. And it's unfolding part of the story, but it's done in such a manipulative way. I felt like, okay, you guys are overdoing this part of it. Johnny thought he liked that part a lot. It didn't bother him at all.
No, I really enjoyed this movie on a scale of 1 to 10. I go back to my Spinal Tap days. I give it an 11 because it is one more. I
give it a 9 because it's one less.
In your opinion, Andrew Scott, do you think this was enough to garner him a Best Actor nomination?
I think the field's going to be too crowded. And unfortunately, I think that by the time the Academy Awards are announced, this movie's going to be mostly forgotten. And that's too bad because I think he's good enough. Yeah, I do.
For Brendan Fraser, he was so good. For me, it'd be Best Supporting Actor nomination.
I can see that. Yeah. Brendan was terrific in it, despite the fact that he was, you know, maligned by some in the press. He was not just good. He was great.
Well, look at what the critics said. I don't remember what it was, but I vaguely remember when Tom Cruise became Jack Reacher.
Well, that wasn't just one critic. That was pretty much everybody.
And the same thing when Tom Cruise became the vampire Lestat.
Right.
But he pulled both those characters off fantastic.
Yeah.
So for Brendan Fraser as Eisenhower, I thought he was great.
You've all seen Reacher on Amazon, and you know that Reacher's supposed to be this big hulking monster of a character. Tom Cruise played him in the movies. Tom Cruise wanted that character bad. He fought hard for that, and they ended up giving it to him. And yeah, he doesn't have the size, but man, he nailed the attitude. And Alan Ritchson will tell you that. He says he wanted to talk to Cruise before they started doing this because Cruise had nailed the character. But of course, Tom Cruise doesn't talk to people as low as Alan Ritchson. So, by the way, War Machine 2 in the works now. So more Alan Ritchson coming too.
I know I saw War Machine, but I can't remember seeing it.
None of us here are surprised.
Yeah, wait.
It's a very casual.
Okay.
The last movie I want to talk about is The Gangster, the Cop, and the Devil. And this is a movie that was recommended to me by Devin Crow. And I won't talk much because Jeff hasn't seen it yet. But and John only watched the first hour because he couldn't figure out how to turn the subtitles on. I still don't know.
I fell asleep.
Still don't know how you got through that without.
Yeah, you watched 40 minutes. There was no subtitles, so you sat through it for 40 minutes.
Isn't that a good sign?
I mean, I guess.
I was actually following the movie from the action. I mean, I was figuring out what was going on, but it would have been nice if I could have had either English dialogue or at least subtitles. Now, I'm not a big fan of subtitles. I think I've only seen 3 movies in my lifetime that I really enjoyed that were subtitled. But I did. It's not that I got bored. I started watching it too late and I fell asleep.
you need to watch it with subtitles. That's part of the issue. Anyway, it's the title tells you basically what's about. And again, I don't want to give away too much because I'm really anxious for Jeff to see this one. It's about a gangster who teams up with a cop to stop the devil, and the devil is a serial killer. And the reason that this all happens is because the serial killer tries to kill the gangster, and the gangster wants the serial killer caught so he can kill him. That's all he can think about. He's just livid that this guy tried to kill him. It's a Korean film. There are subtitles, John, and I believe there's actually a dub as well. But this movie plays like a Tarantino Scorsese movie made in Korea. And it made me a huge fan instantly of the guy who played the gangster, whose name is, you probably know
him in other things.
I've seen him before. Is it that first one?
No. I think it is. Yes.
Yeah, it is him.
Ma Dong-seok. That guy he was awesome in this movie. And it made me instantly go, okay, what else is he? I also saw him in Train to Busan.
Yeah.
So I want to see more of this guy's work because he's, I described him to Devin. I told him he's kind of like a Korean Reacher.
Do you think he could play if they were to read?
No, he could not play Escape from Snake Plissken. It's not going to work.
What about his twin? No, if they were to, God forbid, remake Goldfinger, could he play Odd Job?
I really don't want to answer that question.
Because you don't want Amazon to get it in their head.
No, first of all, you don't remake Goldfinger.
I hear you.
The height of spy art. But there's other reasons too. Anyway, today is also gift day, but some of these gifts you guys are gonna have to fight over.
What'd you get us?
You're gonna have to fight over them.
I didn't know it was gift day. I didn't bring you guys anything. I'm sorry.
Gift day for me.
Oh.
The first gift is for Jeff. The Steel Book of the Grudge 2. It's cool because it's a steel book.
Damn pocket.
And I texted that to you, see if you had it, because I know you have a lot of those things. The discs may need some loving care.
Uh-huh.
They're kind of dirty, but I think that they'll play fine.
Okay.
So that is the Grudge 2.
Thank you.
And I think I can guess where the second gift will go. It's the Sicilian with, God, I used to love the guy, Christopher Lambert. Love Christopher Lambert. It is basically The Godfather, starring Christopher Lambert as the Sicilian. Johnny, I'm assuming that you would like that one.
Oh, thank you.
Because it's full screen, and Jeff and I won't watch full screen.
Thank you.
Wait, what?
It's they've shrunk it down. Do you don't watch full screen, do you? If it's forced full screen.
I know I have some movies that I usually don't look at that, but yes, if I could choose between full screen and widescreen, I go widescreen.
Yeah, and I know John doesn't really care.
All right.
So
what is the difference between letterbox, full screen, widescreen?
Letterbox is where you put your mail.
Isn't letterbox the same sort of thing as widescreen?
It's widescreen.
You have
yeah. It's with the bar. I know I could have, but I always said it was a stupid term. Who decided that's what? How can we tell the public this is widescreen without saying widescreen? It was kind of like a mailbox, a letterbox. We'll call it. Just call it widescreen. We get it.
They could put words there.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate the gift.
Yeah, I know that, and it's a good movie.
And like you said, I enjoy Christopher
Lambert.
Everything I've seen him in.
Amazing. All right, now here's where the fighting gets started. You guys are gonna have to decide who gets which of these movies here. I have two.
Before you go any further, listen. I know people who know people who know people.
That's cool. I guess I do too.
Will they make you disappear?
There's the door. I can walk out.
I'll show you these both at once. They're both widescreen. I only I brought them in because I bought Blu-rays of them this week. So you guys can fight over who gets which one. We have Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans with Nicolas Cage, which is a sequel to the Harvey Keitel movie that is probably the wildest movie to this date that I've ever seen.
It's Harvey Keitel.
Exactly. And we have Terminator Salvation with Christopher Bale. One of the better later Terminator movies.
Isn't that the one where he got into a big fight with either the director or producer?
Yeah.
Christian Bale did.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was the fight about?
I don't recall.
I just remember it made the headlines.
My dad had a friend who was there during that.
During that fight?
He actually made the Terminator motorcycles, the robot
really?
motorcycles and
Yeah.
stuff. He was part of that special effects team that did that. And he was there during that. And he said some things.
What's your dad's name?
Dad.
Oh, okay. No, I know
Leo.
I know a guy. Ask him if he knows a guy who does motorcycles for movies and all that. His name is Dustin. I can't remember what Dustin's last name is.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's your dad?
No, that's not my dad.
Oh.
My dad's Leo. That's his friend.
Oh, okay.
The one that I was just referencing right now.
Yeah, and his shop is I think it's shops
There's
down
two
from
different
my
Dustins.
buddy Martin. Short guy.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Small world.
See, that's one of those gigs that I kind of would like to have. I mean, any movie gig, you work when you work and you don't work when you don't work. But to have a niche like that, where people come to you, we need, it's like the trains used to be out here in Santa Paula. We need a train sequence. Well, let's go out to Santa Paula and shoot the train sequence.
Yeah, I don't know if he does it I don't think he does it anymore. I think he only did it for a little bit. I'm not sure what he's doing now.
The guy I know, Dustin, he supplied the electric bikes for Naked Gun, the new Naked Gun movie.
Is his last name The Wind?
I don't remember what Dustin's last name is.
I don't know. My dad would know. My dad's probably listening right now. Dad,
Dustin the Wind. I get it.
Took you a long time.
Comment down below, Dad.
His middle name is
or
Kansas.
email at roughedgefm. What?
Rough Edge Studios or Rough Edge FM. Either way, I
There you
got
go.
more emails than you can shake a stick at.
There you go.
So I don't know who won. Jeff.
I'm okay. You can take that one.
Jeff.
I have that one on Blu-ray in a big box set of all the Terminator films.
Yep.
Wow, you're throwing things now?
Bring a gift.
No, I didn't.
And the
throw
next
it
thing you're
either.
throwing it at us. Johnny scored today then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I have it on Blu-ray.
Hey, thank you, guys. Thank you.
Well, thank you, because Johnny brought me Anna and the King of Siam, which I'm going to keep as my own now, apparently.
What?
Oh, sorry.
And I brought you guys my presents. Hello, I'm here. I showed up
It's the
today.
best gift we could ask for.
I showed up today.
I wasn't finished telling you what I watched.
Yeah, you were,
No.
because we're kind of done. Okay,
No.
go ahead.
I binge watched when I was over at Stephen Marcy's the other day. I binge watched the first 4 seasons of Dutton Ranch, and I didn't realize it was only 4 episodes in. And it's like, oh, okay,
What is that?
the Dutton Ranch.
It's a new Taylor
one of the
Sheridan.
spin-offs from the TV show Yellowstone.
Oh, okay.
I agree with my son, Josh, who says that Taylor Sheridan makes lousy television, but he makes really good movies. Because I watched the first episode of
Yellowstone,
nope.
Madison.
I watched the first season of Yellowstone, and there was just so many holes in it. It's like they shot the screenplay with a shotgun. But Madison, yeah, first episode of Madison. I mean, it was great because it was time for bed, and I was ready to go to sleep after
Kurt
that
Russell.
boring thing. Yeah, but it was boring.
Wasn't there a spin-off show of Yellowstone with Harrison Ford?
Yeah,
Yeah,
1922,
1922.
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because they had 18 something, then 1922. There's another one supposed to be coming out called 1940 something.
Also, there's lots of spin-offs of it.
Yeah.
What is the show even about? Yellowstone?
It's about the Dutton family.
It's basically a soap opera with a lot more testosterone.
Okay.
And it is. It's like the TV show Dallas was about the Ewings. Well, Yellowstone, like I said, the first spinoff, I believe, was 18
14. They took a little trip from the Gulf of California.
It takes place in the 1800s, and it's where we first encounter the Dutton family and how the family itself has changed over the different decades. That's why there's the early 1800 one, the 1922 version, which has Harrison Ford in it. Then
and Helen Mirren. That's some serious casting, right?
And then I think Matthew McConaughey is going to be in the 1940 something one. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We now have the Dutton Ranch, which takes place after Yellowstone. And then I'm hoping that they're going to do the one that's called 6666.
That takes place in hell.
Which is, no, that would be 666.
Didn't you just say
6666 is a real cattle and horse ranch in Texas. And that particular brand was prominent in the original Yellowstone TV series because they talked about it. So
those are big shows. And there's just not my thing. I just don't, it's a bunch, you know what it is? I'm not a cowboy guy. And these guys, I don't care what era it is, they're all playing these macho cowboys. And I just pass on them. I was watching the one I said last night, we just said, okay, Michelle Pfeiffer, Kurt Russell, it's got to be worth watching. First of all, I thought it was just dull as all get out. It was beautiful to look at, but it was just dull. It has so much fly fishing in it. And how many times do you have to see fly fishing to know, yeah, it's pretty. I get it. But I'm watching that. I'm going, God, this really reeks of a river runs through it. I mean, it just reeks of it. Just looks.
Which is a good movie.
Yeah, but and at the end of this show, it says a special tribute to Robert Redford. And I go, okay, so they were emulating A River Runs Through It because he directed that movie. So, but I get it. I really like Taylor Sheridan movies. I almost bought one the other day, Hell to High Water, but the disc was terrible, so I didn't get it. But I'm just not into the macho cowboy thing. I just don't. It's not my gig. I like macho
Kurt Russell
cops, like Mike Hammer, detectives. I know it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
You've written a few of those.
I have. Yeah.
What else are you writing?
Well, what? That's not how you start this.
Well, I was leading into it.
Hi, I'm R. Scott Bolton. I write books. You should read them. rscottbolton.com.
And they're available on Amazon.com. And if you've got Amazon Prime, you're going to get free delivery. There's a plethora of books written by R. Scott Bolton. My favorite is Dead Dick, about a 1940s private detective, hence the term Dick, who has died, hence the word dead. The latest that's available is Bowling Bag in the Back Seat. Get these books, all 40,000 of them. Okay, there's not 40,000, maybe 39,999. No, not that many.
No. There's 8.
There's 8. And they run the gambit from science fiction to fantasy to everyday cops and robbers to private detective. Not just the 1940s private detective, but present day. And also, one of the books, which again I really like, Dead Dick, has nuns with machine guns riding the Harley. Get these books. You'll enjoy them. Amazon.com, R. Scott Bolton Books. Get them.
rscottbolton.com.
Miller and Breeze.
Miller and Breeze. Yeah, Johnny read Miller and Breeze, which I wrote a while ago. It's based on a friend of mine who worked. He's retired now. He was really high level, not DEA, Homeland Security, really top level. And it's based on him and me because he's this basically super spy and I'm a pest control guy. So I thought that would be an interesting combo. And anyway.
And an interesting ending on that book.
The end? So I in all my books.
Hmm?
Oh, never mind.
Where what?
Yeah, I will have. I'm glad you got Backseat and Backseat and the Mogul, Death in the Mogul, because the next one is another Brace Heller novel. So
You did read Neath.
Yeah, that was the first book I read.
Neath is a good one. And that. Speaking of horror, that's a good one.
hey, somebody needs to make that a movie.
Yeah. Well,
Me?
hey,
We're gonna need to. There were some stuff in there that I was like, I don't know if I could do this. The dream sequence with the bugs or something.
Oh,
I don't know if that's.
I have faith in
there
you.
was a lot going on there, but
you can talk to the writer and change it. Oh,
I could probably. Yeah, I'd be up for it.
There we go.
But you haven't seen my first movie yet. What if you see it and you're like, I don't want that guy directing.
Wait, we're in it. It's a great movie.
I have faith in that. I'm looking forward to that. That was supposed to be the first thing you saw today, but I screwed it up. So we'll play that before we go. I wrote Neath with Richard Sennett in mind. There's a character that joins at the end who's a ghost. Is he a ghost hunter or just a ghost expert? But
same thing.
Yeah.
It depends on who you talk to is the correct words, because some people don't like the words ghost hunter. They prefer paranormal investigator, or there's another way.
Yeah, I know.
They get very up their own.
What does Sennett consider himself?
Historian.
Ghost historian.
Oh, that's not bad. But anyway, I wrote that with him in mind, and then I got to know his son-in-law and his daughter, and suddenly I realized that I can get this directly to Richard to read it. So anyway, he did read it before I dedicated the book to him, and he loved it. And I thought, oh, Richard Sennett likes that book, then I'm cool. I got something right at least on it.
And speaking of his son-in-law and daughter, they are
Dr. Shocker and Rosie Radish,
who have
you're the worst director in the history of mankind.
Peleutu.
Why'd you say that?
It's a tiki bar that's in Reno, Nevada. I have not visited that locale yet, but one of these days, that'd be cool to do a remote from there.
Oh, I would.
You've been there.
They got a stage there, and Shocker wants us up there to do remotes, but it's almost worth moving to Reno for. What am I saying?
And Miss Sarah's up there.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, so the new one is second shot, and that'll be out before the end of the year. It's supposed to be out first quarter, but I did a read through and I went, okay, I need to clean this up. Cleaned it up, and then I had another read through and I thought, I got to change this character, and that's the changing. As you know, you change one character into something else, you got to go through everything all over again, at least twice, because you're going to miss stuff. It's weird.
Well, that's why you have us as your.
That's part of the reason. Yeah. Quality control team.
Provided we get through it, but we won't say who didn't get through the last one, although he tried. He got busy. We won't mention names.
Bowling Bag in the Backseat, my best-selling book, and John couldn't get into it.
No,
You know why? There was no subtitles.
that was it. It's like I'm looking at the words, and it's like Godzilla.
If you have to look up any words in my books, then I'm doing my job wrong. Because I'm reading the you ever heard of the author Daniel Krauss?
No.
He was close friends with George Romero.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, they had cobbled together a outline for a sequel to Night of the Living Dead that once Romero died, Krauss wrote as a book. Very, very interesting, by the way. Very, very interesting. Completely different take than you'd expect from these movies. He's also written a book called Whale Fall, which was about a guy who gets swallowed by a whale and carried away. And he wrote a book called Angel Down, which is it takes place during World War I, I think. And these soldiers are on the ground getting the crap bombed out of them, and they hear this screeching, and they can't tell where the screeching is coming from, but it's driving them all mad because it's so intense. So finally, their commanding officer says, go find out what that noise is. So they go out and they find an angel with her wings pinned to barbed wire. And so they rescue this angel and they bring her back with them. And then the infighting starts amongst them as like, who's going to be in charge? Who gets this angel? Because the angel, of course, everybody who looks at her sees something different and falls in love with her. And this book is it's just brilliant. It's odd because there's not a single period in the entire book. Everything's commas. And every single paragraph starts with the word and. And then they went out there, and it's really unique. He even comments on that. It'd be like, he says in the book somewhere, it'd be like writing a book where all the paragraphs start with and. Like, that's weird.
What's the name of the book?
It's called Angel Down. And he just won the Pulitzer Prize for it. So, damn, Living Dead to Pulitzer Prize. That's a nice little arc there. So there's your book moment right there. Read it, Angel Down. It's fantastic. I don't know how I got started on that.
Who's it by again?
Daniel Kraus, Kraus. This week looks like there's nothing I'm going to go to the theater for. I want to see He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, but it's not my era, so I'm not really drawn to it. Jeff, are you feeling that? Are you?
I mean, that was beyond me as well. I know the characters a little bit, but I don't think I've ever seen the cartoons at all. Like, I know the theme song and I know the memes that have come from it, but that's about it. I don't really know anything about it. So maybe I'll go see it. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go see any movie in the theater just as an excuse to go to the theater. But this week, I think I'm going to wait till Thursday and see Disclosure Day. Really looking forward to Disclosure Day.
My sister Marty's two boys, when they were little kids, they were big fans of the He-Man's cartoons. I do remember seeing the first He-Man movie, which had I can't remember who played He-Man in that one.
Dolph Lundgren.
Okay, and then Skeletor was played by
Frank
Langella, who was a fantastic actor. Well, I don't know if he's still with us or not.
I think he is, and he is a fantastic actor. Yeah, he's terrific in everything he does.
And as great as he was, as great as most of the actors were in that one movie that I'm not going to mention the name of it.
You forgot it, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Body of it.
They're yeah.
I almost bought that for you the other day. I found it at $3 and I almost got it for you. Thrift store.
The talent that was in that, they were wasted so much on that movie.
Okay, we're not going to talk about it though, right?
I didn't mention the name of it.
Frank Langella did the Dracula movie.
Yeah.
With the great John Williams score. But my mom, I don't know how to explain this without sounding weird. So I'm saying she fell in lust with Frank Langella. She goes, he can come suck my blood anytime.
Funny thing, the only thing that I saw this movie, but the only thing I can remember about it, a scene, was where he's on the ship. I think he's the only one that's alive, and he's up in the I don't want to say the crow's nest, but he's up on one of the masts and in the waters and all that. And it's the only thing I really remember about that movie. But I do remember seeing the movie. I just can't. I got to see it again.
Here's the scene you might remember: is that she's Mina, whatever her name is. She's lying in bed, and he's already started draining her blood. Or maybe this is the first time now I think about it. But she hears this tapping, and she's all looking around the room, and she looks at the window, and from the top of the window, down crawls Frank Langella, and he's all tapping on the glass, and he's just creepy. It was really well done. Who directed that movie? Was it John Badham?
I don't know.
We're gonna look that up, and then we'll let you go. So that was a good Dracula movie.
Was it just called Dracula?
Yes. So you might go see. You're going to go see Disclosure Day too, Jeff?
Yeah.
The reviews are not out yet, which make me a little nervous. The advanced reviews were out and they were stellar, but I've talked to a couple people who've seen it and they weren't so thrilled.
That's the 2025 one.
Oh, that was Luc Besson.
2025. I saw that this year.
They changed the thing on Internet Movie Database. Now they're putting the year it's produced. And it confuses me.
Okay.
I think I typed that wrong.
Yeah, I was going to say there's no foreign language.
He's been in so many movies, and he's just so good.
That came out in the 80s or the 90s?
It was
Maybe
late 70s, early 80s,
Well,
I
you
think.
can scroll down by date. If you go up right there, hit see all. Okay, you got 2014. When did it come out?
I was trying to avoid that because look at all those films. There's hundreds. There's literally hundreds. Here we go.
There it is, right there.
Right there, Dracula.
Dracula.
1980. No,
It was John Badham.
79.
Yeah. Look at that cast.
Oh.
Langella, Olivier, Pleasance. I mean, it's just, it was a good one. All right. So you learned that this week. So,
Okay, here's something. Donald Pleasance. Both of you guys have seen The Great Escape. Please lie to me.
The Great Escape.
Yeah.
What's that about again?
I haven't seen it either, John.
What?
Is
Because
it
I didn't say wait.
I know, but you also recommended Sergeant York, and it was propagandist trash.
The Great Escape is about a POW camp during World War II, controlled by the Germans, had mostly British soldiers and some American soldiers.
Mhm.
Great cast: Steve McQueen, Donald Pleasance, a guy who directed that one. I forget.
Bronson was in that?
Oh yeah,
Colburn was in that?
it's a great
Richard
movie.
Attenborough.
Richard Attenborough? Come on. James Garner?
All right, I'm gonna go see this.
Yeah, I feel bad now.
It was released in '63. What was the name of the director?
John Sturgis.
Yes,
That's a good name, too.
John Sturgis was not happy. He was giving Donald Pleasance some problems. Now, Donald Pleasance plays one of the prisoners.
Uh-huh.
And what John Sturgis didn't realize until James Garner corrected him on it, Donald Pleasance was a real POW during World War II.
Mhm.
And because Donald Pleasance knew what went on in those POW camps, and which really changed John Sturgis's opinion about Donald Pleasance. So
Donald Pleasance was indeed a World War II prisoner of war. Well, it's like Christopher Lee. Christopher Lee would tell people, sorry, when you cut a man's throat, he doesn't do that. Well, how would you know? Had things I had to do in the war. Like, oh.
Yeah, the one that I always see is when Lord of the Rings, when he gets stabbed in the back, and then Peter Jackson's like, "Oh, you got to do it like this." He's like, "That's not how it works."
What a life that guy had. Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
I mean, he went from all those Hammer movies, which he was a superstar in, to the Lord of the Ring movies, which he was a superstar in, recorded a death metal album. I mean,
he was also in an episode of the Avengers, the TV show, The
Yeah.
Avengers. And it was the black and white episodes, which I think had Honor Blackman in it before Diana Rigg took over.
And he was in Star Wars.
amazing. Amazing. All right, folks. So we'll see you next week. We'll have hopefully reviews of Disclosure Day, which I've been looking forward to all year. And I refuse to listen to any bad reviews because it's Spielberg. And I just have you noticed how much marketing he's doing for this movie? He is everywhere, and more power to him. I love that one group of people that it's on Instagram. I wish I could remember their account name, but they're at a Disclosure Day event, and he shows up, and he's taking their picture for them with their camera, and they're saying Steven Spielberg's directing our photo. Like, that's pretty damn cool. So, all right, we'll see you next week. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for listening. If you are listening and you want to watch this show, just go to roughedge.tv. If you're want to help us out, either subscribe or leave us a comment or anything, that'll help us out a lot. Make sure you watch the 127 podcast, which is also the channel, right? Your YouTube channel is 127?
Yeah, 127 Studio.
127 Studios, or you can listen to the show on Rough Edge FM. John, you got anything else?
Yes, as always.
You
As always, interrupt me. Go to your local theaters. whether it's a big chain theater or a mom and pop theater, go to your local movie theaters. We need to keep them.
Have you guys seen the popcorn bucket for the Odyssey?
No. What does it look like?
Popcorn bucket.
It's my favorite popcorn bucket ever. And for completely nerdy reasons.
Is it the Cyclop? Well, this is a family show. Sorry.
I will tell you about it, folks. I just want to show them the picture first because I think it's
already sold out.
That's weird. Why is it taking so long?
Oh, the IMAX camera.
It's an IMAX.
Okay, yes, I have seen that.
Oh,
that is just, it's just an IMAX camera, and you've got your bucket where you put the popcorn, and it does say the Odyssey on the side, but most of this is IMAX. It is just, that's just cool.
Oh, and for those who are interested, the Grogu popcorn bucket, it's $30.
It'll be cheaper.
Oh yeah.
I'll never forget when I went into the collection and they had all the Jaws buckets for $5 each. Take that. I'll take that. I'll take that.
I got one too.
Foolish. All right, guys. See you next week. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.
Take care.
Brought to you by The Grape, Ventura County's premier jazz venue and cocktail lounge, located at 2733 East Main Street in Ventura. For menu and music schedule, visit them online at thegrape.club. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.